Digital gold ink is a new innovation for digital printing.
Digital gold ink gives us a lot of opportunities to add a lot of dazzle and a little bit of shimmer in this kind of cost-effective way.
I think the inspiration was really the paper. Neenah had just released the new colors, and the gold ink was finally available on the digital press. And we decided, well, why don't we do something nice that would showcase the paper, the digital gold, and also the printer's capabilities.
So we knew that we wanted to go for a set of postcards, and as Tom mentioned, that we were trying to highlight the paper and the gold ink. We looked at the paper colors and found that there was a really kind of craft beer aesthetic already going on. There was something very beer appropriate about those colors. From there, we just decided that each postcard would represent a different beer style, and specifically we kind of focused on things we thought were popular with the craft brewers. So we have a lager, a wine barrel aged IPA, a wild wheat ale, and a stout. So we knew that we were representing a paper, a gold ink, and a beer. We had to tie it all together somehow. And so that's how the California theme came about. California is the Golden State. It's also a big craft beer state. So from there we had each label be thematically related. We start by, designing something as we usually would, but keeping in mind that we're going to be using this 5th gold ink. So the printer runs your CMYK, and then the 5th station is gold. That's the last ink that is laid down in this process. So when creating your files, you have to kind of think about the layering, how the gold is going to interact with the different colors, the paper, etc. There's definitely a certain degree of kind of imagining the outcome as you're designing, because the proofs that come off of our inkjet, right, we're just approximating the gold with a flat color. We're also approximating the paper color.
And because of the digital process, we are allowed to do a lot of experimentation on press. In fact, the printers of using digital equipment encourage you to run more proofs, whereas that's the opposite with litho, where they discourage you from running more proofs. Here, they're happy to see you experiment, and also everybody was part of this idea of really seeing where we could go with the medium. So the idea that Kseniya was able to see the builds of black over gold and keep adjusting that so that the end result is something of really strong, rich balance of the ink colors and the paper color. Also laying the ink colors behind the gold.
Yes, so having seen this first proof, we knew that the lines were actually coming out pretty nicely. There just wasn't enough contrast between the gold and the background color, and that was what brought us to give this flood of gray behind the gold. The interesting thing is that you can layer different opacities of the gold over any color to create a shimmer. So you can see that if you're putting 100% gold, it'll cover up just about any color. But if you only use, say, 40 or even 20%, you can add just a little bit of a glimmer to any color. And that was something we explored for this piece as well, where we've put a gradient from 0% gold over the purple to 100%.
Or sometimes it's nice just to throw a little bit of metallic into a color, just to give it that sort of slightly seductive look, but it's not gaudy.
It becomes pearlescent. Overall, the detail available in digital printing at this point is very, very close to what we're getting out of litho.
Lessons learned were really what worked on the different colors. When you go into colored stock, you're definitely always learning from how the colors respond to the paper. And once again, I think this idea that we can do multiple proofs really helps. And going into it knowing that, I think is really important.